Good morning, Chavirim. Likoutey Moharan Zayin, Tinyana. We are in Ot Yud. We are in the second column. It's so hard to start back this year every day because we just got to remind ourselves where we are. We're in a very deep place that is called He'erat HaRatzon, which is the highest faculty that a person could achieve, which is desires for Hashem without knowing what you want. You don't want a specific mitzvah, you don't want shas, you don't want poskim, you don't want any levels, you want only Hashem. You don't want for you just want to be connected to this light, to this Ein Sof. This is called He'erat HaRatzon, and this happens 2 times. It's happening simultaneously. It happens in 2 places in your life. It happens when you're connected to the tzaddik, and the tzaddik is so high that he has access, his makif, his chokhmah, his sechel, his pnimi, where he is. What he actually knows is his head is in the next world. The tzaddikim are able. There's a story of the Ribnitz Rebbe we just heard not long ago from a chaver, a new chatan, Goldstein. His grandparents were close to Ribnitz. So the Ribnitz, one of the family members went to Israel. And the other one was supposed to get out but couldn't get out. The passport was not working. So they came to the Ribnitz went down, his head went down, he went up. He came back, he said, okay, I spoke with your mother. The mother's nifteret. And I could be mixing up the details of the story. And the mother said that if you give, you're pregnant. Your wife is pregnant, or either the lady's pregnant, it was a lady, or even the lady was in Israel. Your wife's pregnant, she's in Israel. If she's going to give a baby on her name, so you're going to get through the border tomorrow. So do you accept? And he accepted. And they went through the border. David Mann and Chaim Iman go to the Tosha Rebbe. They want to go to Uman. Mr. Albert Mann doesn't want them to go to Uman. Mr. Albert Mann says to the Tosha Rebbe, my kids by me on Rosh Hashanah. What do you say, David Mann? I want to go. Tosha Rebbe dozes off, which you read the books of the Tosha Rebbe and all these tzaddikim. It looks like they're dozing off, they're not sleeping, they're going up. He came back and he said like this, I went up and I said, the tzaddik will have a big tsar if these 2 people don't come. They're very connected to the tzaddik, they have to go. They went to Uman. The tzaddik's mind is somewhere else. What he's privy to, what he sees, where he's able to go to. But there's Torah that we have from Rabbeinu, where Rabbeinu was in Shamayim, and he had to get into certain places to hear a Torah, and he took all this Parnassa that was given to him for the year, and he gave it a bribe to the guard to be able to get in. And when he got in, he came back and he said a Torah, Likoutey Moharan. The tzaddik's head, his mind, his soul is somewhere else. His pnimi is so high, can't tell it to you. But what he can do is he can give you hints of what's there. That's a remez. That remez, what happens is, when he gives you that remez, you're not getting fully his knowledge, his hasaga, but what you are getting is you're getting the energy that is in that place, which is such a lofty place that's translating into you, that you want to become holy, that you want to become a tzaddik, that you want to change your life. That's happening through the remez of the tzaddik. It's also happening in the food that you're eating. When you're eating bread, if you did the exercise of the suda we just had, I did the exercise. You have kisufim noraim. You are longing for Hashem. You could cry in the middle of a meal. Don't look at the phone and don't speak to the people. Concentrate on the energy. It's not that we did shachit and we did musa, we did halel and we heard the Torah and now let's let loose a little bit. No, now you're going higher. You just prayed, so you have all these mochin to go into the food, to be able to elevate yourself with the food. That's what it is. The same makif is in the food. And we learned it for a few weeks already. All these psukim, the Rabbi says the same makif is in the food, because the food is coming from Malchut. Parnassa is coming from Malchut. Malchut comes from Bina Ila'ah. Bina Ila'ah has a place called Chesed and Gvura. It's called Yadayim. Yadayim shebiyad chokhmah. These Yadayim are the remazim of the tzaddik. The remazim of the tzaddik is showing you asagot that he has. These lofty concepts that he is privy to, that he has access to. So he's giving it to an remez, but that is the same place where food comes from. And we said yesterday, consider remez, that mistame, what it means is that both are one and the same. When you're connected to tzaddik that does this to you, when you're connected, ad yedei, because that's what it said in Otet, tzarich lichot, in Ot Yud, ad yedei klaliyut ben v'talmid, ad yedei ze mishu ish chayim, ואין ההפך. יכול לקבל את האכילה ואת הרצון. You can't, don't be a wimp, don't be a shlamazel, don't be a loser. Be a person with gvura. Since the Parnassa is coming from Malchut, have a little bit of Malchut. Have a little bit of kingship. Have a little bit of restraint. A king is able to restrain. A king has this royalty, this noblesse. And when you are eating, become a king, become a melech. Hold on. And don't give in. And therefore, the same energy that the tzaddik is giving when he's giving the remez is coming in the food, but it's one and the same, I think we could say. And that means when you're connected to this tzaddik and he's doing that job with you, you're able to eat holy. And you're able in the holiness to be able to connect. Otherwise, if you don't know what you have, what you could reach, why would you eat holy? There's a pleasure in food. There's a delight in having a meal. Person is experiencing an array of tastes, flavors in his palate. It's geschmack. Why do I need to hold back? Some people don't understand at all what you're talking about when you tell them to have a little bit of itkafia. Don't give in to this world. Don't take so much. Take the minimum. Why? What's wrong with you? What a beautiful world. Why won't I take? I'll tell you why won't you take. Because you have been close to the tzaddik. Meaning he hasn't. But if you wouldn't be close to the tzaddik, I'm close to the tzaddik. I know the light that there is. I know that I'd much rather take gold than copper. I'd much rather take diamonds than take pieces of metal. You're eating copper. I'm eating gold. And I know that if I take the gold, the copper, I have no more room for the gold. When you're trading, if you're taking the extra piece of food or you're eating it in a non-holy way, you're trading gold for copper.
Satiate the hunger.
Satiate the soul. That means if you just hold back, then you're going to get the light inside. So of course it makes sense for you to be able to be a gibuchain when you're connected to the tzaddik, because you know what you have, what to gain. In the Sipurei Masiot, in the story of the Baal Tfilah, the Anshe the Baal Tfilah says over there, they were living outside of the city limits. They had over there fruits, they had trees, they had water, and they had books. Trees is tzaddikim, Talmidei Chachamim. Fruits is the mitzvot. The water is En Mayim and Torah. The water is the mikveh. The water is the Nachan Noveya, Mikol Chochmah. The books is the Likoutey Tfilot and the Tilim. They have everything. And there it says, by them, a siguf and a ta'anit was more pleasurable than anything else. What, do you have a bigger pleasure in fasting, or do you have a bigger pleasure in eating? Most people have in eating. And maybe we're too weak to fast today. But do you have a bigger pleasure in eating a good, wonderful, juicy, Seudat Kisudat Shlomo, or do you have more tanug from eating a cucumber and a cracker? What do you have more tanug? One peaceable person will have more tanug in the cucumber because he knows he's not going to get bloated, he's not going to get filled, he's not going to be having down, and when he's going to come to his tilim or his tikkun klali, he's going to come to his body, he's going to have diburim. The guy who ate that meal, he's going to have no more diburim in his tefillah. So the Baal Tefillah, now if you've never tasted the sweetness of tefillah, if you've never tasted the sweetness of asagah, if you've never tasted the sweetness of a download of a makif, then you don't even know what you're missing out on. So of course you're going to eat. What do you want? They said at the Asifa the big 10 years ago, there was a big Asifa of internet telling people, warning them. First time the Rabbanim came out, said, listen, it can't be a free-for-all. And by the way, it's for us to know also that filters are halakha. To have free-for-all on the internet, it's not api halakha. And they came out with a big event. One of the Rabbanim said, in the old generation, it was the same thing with televisions. The old people had TVs, and the new people said, TV, it's usher. One of the Rabbanim, I'd like to find out who he was, he said like this. One child came to one of the Gdoidim and said, I want to take this TV away from my mother. She's watching TV, an old lady, TV all day. It's usher, it's usher. He told her, my dear son, my Talmid, what are you going to replace it for? This is her chiyut. You can't take away her TV until you give her something else. Maybe it's a sub, but she's going to die without it. She's at home alone, and has that experience, as foolish as it is, that's her livelihood, that's her energy, that's her go-to. What are you going to replace it with? So if you can find her some group of women playing chess and backgammon and a little rabbi that's going to come and say a small Torah, that's wonderful, but you can't take it away without replacing. It's the same thing with here. If you don't have any chiyut anywhere, of course you're going to want the food. Of course you're going to want the vacation, all the other things. For me, a vacation to go unless it's go to do mitzvah or to go to tzaddik, it's a tzar. You know how many days I have to pack for a full day? I have to go there. I have to be outside of my tzedek. I have to occupy the kids. I have to spend a lot of money, and I have to come back. And I'm tired I need a vacation from the vacation. I need a vacation from the vacation. Now, sometimes because of the family situation, it is a vacation to go to make sure your wife and kids have what to do and you can be free. But for me, it's not that at all. My kids go to school, my wife will take care of them. So for me, I'm not interested because I have seder of Amudomi, Likoutey, Moharan, and Bitachon, and Mikvench, and all the other Sfarim I have to learn. So it's not a vacation. Why? You're missing out on the Olam Hazeh. You're missing out on this. You didn't see this. If you would have seen this, you also wouldn't think. You would also know, I have gold, you have copper. Copper is worth something, but it's not worth the gold. So it comes hand in hand. The tzaddik, when you're connected to the tzaddik, when you're going to eat like a soldier. Why? Because you know what you have to gain and lose. You know what's at stake. When a person is not connected, so he's going to eat. Now, if you also eat like a tzaddik, you're going to end up getting to the tzaddik. Because if you eat b'kedusha v'tara, so then you're sensitive to spirituality. You're not indulging. You don't become numb to spiritual things. You're sensitive to spirituality. If you're sensitive when you see the light of the tzaddik and you see the remez of the tzaddik, because a person can have this book and open it and see absolutely nothing. You know that? Are we inspired right now? We've done already 42 shiurim of Likoutey on this Torah. It's true, they're 20 minutes, 25 minutes, not much, but how many hours have we studied it? 40, make the calculation. 13 hours. Are we enjoying it? I'm kidding, this is Gan Eden. But if you just look at it like this, the Parnassa, I understand, I don't know what this is. What do you guys do? This is crazy. Can't with this. How many people have told me that? Why not? You don't see the remez over here. You don't see the kedusha over here. You don't see the light over here. There's a light to see. So when you work on your itkafia, so you see the light of the tzaddik. When you see the light of the tzaddik, you work on itkafia. That's why the same system is happening in two places. It's happening on both ends. So for us to know that that's where we're holding, that's what we said, that's what we're up to. Now we're going next level. And all this is written in psukim, okay? All this is different psukim, and Rabbeinu is showing all the psukim. He's putting this all in. All of this is in that pasuk, everything, connected with different things. We said at the end that the Parnassa, the Malchut goes to the Bina, Yam HaChochma, it brings down the Parnassa. So the Malchut is getting the Parnassa. Now there's another pasuk. It says, Leviatan ze yatzarta nesachek bo. Leviatan, Rabbeinu proved, is Malchut. The king of the ocean is the Leviatan. The king of the sky is the eagle. The king of the animals is the lion. And the king of the ocean is the Leviatan. So Leviatan is Malchut. Leviatan ze yatzarta nesachek bo. What's the sachek bo? The Gemara says that there's a certain heaven, this is called Shechakim. Shechakim is where the Parnassa comes from. And Rabbeinu says, a drash on this, that the Parnassa is nishreket v'nitchenet shama. We grind up the Parnassa. So the man, when we got the man was from Shrakim, the Gemara says. So Shrakim, when it comes down, you need to grind it. You would get like a little ball, looks like a coriander or something like that. And you would crush it up and make it into flour and then eat it. We'd cook it. And so the shachek is to divide it. So now Rabbeinu is saying that the Malchut, Sfirat Malchut, gets the Parnassa from the Yam HaChochma and then it divides it. It divides it to all the people that are supposed to get it. Simple pshat is divides it. You get your amount, he gets his amount, he gets his, according to Hashem's wisdom, how much each person has to have Chochma. But on a higher level, the remez that each one gets is different. The Parnas, this Herata Ratzon, this highest level of Makif, which you're getting, which is a feeling, well, depends on who you are. One guy's getting a feeling of move it, and one guy's getting a feeling of don't give up. But either way, he's going to stay with Hashem. The tzaddik also, even his remez that he gives you is either a remez to get you moving or either a remez to give you not to give up. And the tzaddik always knows what you need when. Every single day he's going to know where you are, where you're holding, and what he needs to give you. He's constantly working with you. A father, when he has a child, he has to always know. Small doche, yamin mikarevet. You got to sometimes be a little strict with the kid, a little bit kind with the kid. Hashem deals with like that with in the same way with us all the time. He knows when to give us a deal and when to give us a parking ticket. Sometimes we have both of them. Now, Rabbeinu says, so we turn the page. וזהו לשחק בו, בחינת שחקים, ששם שוחקים מן, כי הפרנסה שהמן נשחקת ונחתשת אצל בחינת מלכות. שוב בחינת לוויתן שמקבל הפרנסה בחינת זה הים גדול ורחב ידיים, היינו מן הידיים שיש בים החוכמה שם בחינת רמזי. That's what we said till now, all this in the psukim. Now, וזהו, now Rabbi is adding one more element. After this element, he's going to add one more element of Yovel, then he's going to go to Hanukkah, and maybe we'll get it to we're still in Hanukkah. V'zeu kulam, and by the way, all this is happening in Hanukkah. All of this we're speaking about, we're going to see all this exists right now during Hanukkah. V'zeu kulam, this Torah was said in Hanukkah. Kulam enecha yisaberu, natet nehem tuchlam bito. So we've been speaking about this pasuk. Ata noten nehem tuchlam beito. Kulam, everyone. Elecha yisaberu. Yisaberu means to hope. Ta bitachon. Everybody to you, Hashem, has bitachon. Natet ochlam beito. To give their food in the right time. Now, just to remind us of what we said till now. The ito is the makif. Ka'et yamer liYakov ma Yisrael ma parkem. So in the food is the makif. In the food is the light. In the food is the makif of the tzaddik, which is ratzon. Now, we didn't speak about the first part. Kulam enecha yisaberu. What does that fit in? Says Rabin. Ki hakol mistaklim umitzapin ala Parnassa. Everybody, the whole world, is hoping for Parnassa. If you're holy, you're hoping for Hashem. You're hoping, you have to have bitachon for your Parnassa. To want things to work out, for you to have money, you always got to hoping. As good as your business is, as good as your profession is, you know that things for other people have not lasted forever. Things have changed overnight. All the doctors right now in Canada are in Quebec or in whole Canada? Quebec. Everybody over here is panicking. They're going to now cut them half salary and double hours and to be like slaves, like communism. So they're all panicking. You just finished. I know med students that just finished. They spent 3-4 years university, med school, specialty, stage. After 10 years, they're about to start working to be like slaves. They're reforming everything right now with the doctors. Okay, good that they postponed. But I just want to see that a guy bought 500 taxis. The next day, Uber comes out. Just lost millions of dollars. And there was all kinds of stores when I was a kid that don't exist anymore. Steinberg's. Remember Steinberg? Eaton's. Sears. These were the Walmarts. These were the Amazons. Gone. So even if you're making, you still have that trust for tomorrow. People in positions of success, they're the most vulnerable. Because one thing goes wrong, they have so many employees, there's so many things. There was a rich person in the community that at a certain point during COVID, he had put all his wealth and mortgaged everything to one big project. And all of a sudden the project was on pause for a few years of COVID, and you have to pay back the bank. And somebody close told me that this billionaire was about to lose everything and have not a penny, not one penny, lose everything in one day. And like we've seen people that have lost everything. You always have to have bitachon. Don't trust the money in your pocket. You trust Hashem always. Trust Hashem. Kulam elecha yisaberu. And the people that are going also have a certain trust somewhere. Even the people that are Rishayim, that don't trust Hashem. It's a nefilah of the trust. They trust their boss. They trust the customer. They trust their idea. They trust their degree. They trust all kinds of things. But you always have to be dependent on somebody else for Parnassa. You can never always be dependent. You can't make money. You can't produce money. You always need somebody else. Hashem made it like that way So that if you know how to use that as a stepping stone, you're going to turn that trust in somebody else into the trust of Hashem. Instead of depending on that person, you'll depend on Hashem. By the way, that's Hashem. The whole reason why we came to the world is to work on this trust. So that's why when you're a child, you trust your mother. You get a bit older, you realize, oh, it's not mommy, it's Tati. Abba brings the money, not mommy. Mommy was giving the food, but I see it's the dad that has the money. And then you start to realize it's not him, it's a degree. And it's not a degree, it's my business. But then business change. You know why Hashem shakes up businesses sometimes? Ever have a deal of Yonatan? When you have a job, you not a job, you need a job. Because when you get too complacent, if Hashem sees you're trusting too much the business, so he needs to help you by shifting up the business to make you trust him. Oh, so a person who had taxis and now Uber came about, if he knows how to continue to trust Hashem, Hashem will help him how to have something else. But if you trust it, so we want to bring you back to trusting Hashem. Don't trust the taxi. So we're going to pull the rug from underneath your feet a few times in life in order for you to say, oh, okay, it wasn't this, it was Hashem. I thought it was this, it's not. What am I going to do now? Trust Hashem, this came about. Wasn't this didn't work, something else comes about. I'll trust Hashem. This is the Tinyana of Bitachon. So Bitachon is, everybody has it. You should be having it for Hashem. And if you don't, you have it for different things, but everybody has this Bitachon. Ki hakol mistakrin v'malchut, looking well. The Sfira Malchut is mikabet, miraket, umekabet. It goes and it gathers and it brings together. Kol elu habitronot shel kol banei onam, ma shekולם mitzapin umistakrin al Parnassa. Ve'im elu habitronot ola malchut umekabel Parnassa min hayadayim. What it does is it takes all that bitachon and it goes up to the bina, the chesed and the gvura and the bina, and it brings down Parnassa. It doesn't happen automatically. It depends on the bitachon of the person, the longing of the person, the desire of the person. Zeu kulam elecha yisaberun, hainu alidei bitachonot, through the bitachon, kulam yisaberun elav, mitzapin umistakrin Parnassa, alidei ze nimshach Parnassa alidei malchut. There's a lot what to say here. But the bitachon is what makes the malchut get the Parnassa. The Pachbaot has a piece over here. He says that, you see the pasuk says, Kunam elecha yisaberu. Why do we trust Hashem and we're all looking for bread and money and a check? Why aren't we mitzapeh for our life? It seems like your life is for granted. You don't need to hope to have life tomorrow. But Parnassa, you gotta hope to have Parnassa. So he says something about Ichud, but he says inside the bread is Herat Ratzon. Herat Ratzon is the highest, it's the chiyut. The life force you get from the bread is chiyut. The pasuk says Chochma Techaye. So there's energy of wisdom inside the bread. By eating every day, it's not just the physical food. It's actually what's giving you new sechel each day. New chokhmah each day is coming through the food, but it's dressed up that way. It's a new download. It's a new tchadshut, like a new pnimi that's coming, a new makif that's coming down in the bread. It's coming from the keter chokhmah. So really, what's happening is, and the chiyut is your life. So your chiyut is dressed up in the bread. So unfortunately, people are not on the level to trust for every breath. The same way we said one person trusts Hashem for his Parnassa and one person trusts his boss. But it's really better to trust Hashem. But actually, it's even that on a level where you trust Hashem for your bread. Really, you should be trusting for your life. And in order, it's dressed up. Your life is dressed up in your bread. Your chiyut is dressed up in your bread. Your sechel is dressed up in your bread. Your itchadshut is in your bread. So really, when you're trusting for the Parnassa, it's a nefilah of trusting Hashem for your actual existence. Comes out of here. I want to say it now because we're already here. That the Parnassa is not the Parnassa. It's the sechel in the Parnassa, like we said before. In the Parnassa is the Herat Ratzon, the makif. It's sechel, ishtokikut, longing, desire. You have to have ishtokikut. Your bitachon is for Parnassa. Your bitachon is also for the new sechel, for the new desire, for the new chidush. I'll explain. Rabbeinu said, without Rabbi Natan, we wouldn't have one page of the book. You know that? 2 reasons. He actually wrote it. But it's more than that. He actually created it. Rabbi Natan created the Likoutey Moharan. You're going to say it's not true, it's Rabbeinu created. No, Rabbi Natan created it. How? Because Rabbeinu had everything. But to bring it down, it was only because of the kisufim of Rabbi Natan. Rabbi Natan had such desires to hear Torah from Rabbeinu. Rabbi Nassim couldn't go up like Rabbeinu used to go up. But Rabbi Nassim wanted so much to hear from the Rebbe that he made his ritzonot allowed Rabbeinu to bring down the Torah. And this is brought in a few places, Torah Yud Gimel. The desire of the Talmud to get Torah is what brings Torah from the Rebbe. When a Rav or Tzaddik comes and the people are not really interested, he's not able to deliver. Their kisufim is what brings down the Chidush. That's true any speaker, but that's true for the Torah of the Tzaddik. Rabbi Natan's kisufim were such a high level, that's what he brought down the Likoutey Moharan. And actually, Rabbeinu told a certain point for Rav Nosson to come every Shabbos, or every 2 Shabbos, I can't remember. And he said, from now on, I'm going to start to say Torah every Shabbos. And Rav Nosson didn't end up coming every Shabbos, and Rabbeinu didn't say the Torah every Shabbos. He said, from now on, I'm saying, Rav Nosson, you start coming. Rav Nosson didn't come, he didn't say. Because I can't, Rav Nosson's not here. I can't bring it down. Nobody's longing for it. Here, what Rabbeinu is saying is that everybody longs for the Parnassa. Simple pshat is, but you're not longing. You're Bitachon in Hashem. I trust Hashem is going to give me my Parnassa. I trust in Hashem, that brings my Parnassa. But if we say that inside the Parnassa is a makif, sechem, so when you're longing and yearning and wanting and trusting Hashem that He's going to give you that, that's what brings it down.
What's the adverse? Like if someone is not getting Parnassa, is he doing something wrong? Does he not have the perfect, like the right bitachon or relationship with that? Like,
well, you see that people have a lot of money. People are not missing money even if they don't trust Hashem. So he's just in a nifila, what he's trusting. He's trusting his degree, he's trusting his boss, he's trusting his customer. He's trusting his store, he's trusting his investments. So he's not getting the light in the Parnassa. He's not getting the sechel of the Parnassa. He's getting the Parnassa, but since his bitachon is not proper, so he's just getting the physical. He's not getting the spiritual. But Rabbi Natan, he had such a longing. Bitachon is, I need something, I'm mitzapin, I'm mitzapeh, I'm mistakrin, I'm hoping, I need, and I trust you. I need it, I trust you only. I lost my wallet this week. I can't find my cards. And I'm going to Florida next week after I rent a car. I need that wallet. Right now I'm just trusting Hashem. Only you can. I need it, but I'm trusting you that I should find. Can you guys give me a bracha that I should find it? A bracha I should find the wallet. Amen. Amen.
It's in your car.
Huh? I checked everywhere. You know when you checked everywhere, you have to stop looking?
You lock the cards at least?
Huh?
You lock the cards at least?
No.
No?
I'm sure it's somewhere. What am I trying to tell you? That the ratzon of the Talmud to get the remez from the tzaddik, because it's all one thing. The same way you want, I know we're going over time, but the same way you hope for the Parnassa brings down Parnassa, well, the tzaddik also has the Parnassa to remez. So when you come to the tzaddik saying, I need chizuk, I need a vort, I need something, I need to pick myself up, I need chizuk to be able to continue in Avodat Hashem. I'm sleeping in Avodat Hashem. I don't have koach. I'm down. I'm coming, I have a friend, he tells me I'm coming empty-handed to the tzaddik. He always tells me I'm coming short-handed. It's a joke we have together 20 years. I'm coming short-handed to the tzaddik. I'm short-handed. I'm coming short-handed, but I'm coming because I'm hoping that I'm going to get the chizuk out. And many times you come out, don't give up. En yushma unam, you can do it. You have no idea how precious that little twizzle of your payas is. Continue. Or you're coming with a lot of, I feel too much gava, how am I going to get out of it? The Tad says you, machamita. You're coming with that ratzon, you're coming with that desire for the Parnassa, but since the Parnassa it's two channels. It's 2 highways. One highway is the actual food, and the other channel is the remez of the tzaddik in his divrei Torah to you that tells you what he has to give. That's the sechel enyon. That's the rata ratzon. That's the makif. So when you desire to get from the tzaddik, that's when he's bringing down the highest levels. The tzaddik is able to give you that highest chizuk when you have the Ritzon for it. Now we're closing a big circle over here with this. That everything that the tzaddik is going to give to you depends on how much you desire it. But there's no beginning and there's no end. Because what's make you desire it? Because you already gave me chizuk, so I want more chizuk. But how did you get chizuk the first time if you didn't desire? So where does it start from? We don't know. Just if you're in, be happy that you're in. And keep going. Keep going back to the tzaddik, go back to the sefer, go back to Yidbodidut, go back to the Tzion. Rav Nosson writes something about the Tzion of Rabbeinu. Says, I don't know what this place is. I have no compartments in my mind to fit this in anywhere. I have no way to describe what's happening over here in Uman. I just know one thing. I gotta come here and keep coming back here and come back again and bring people here. I just gotta keep coming back here. So once you're in, you got chizuk. But once you got chizuk, you want to get more chizuk. So if you're in the circle of Rabbeinu, you have to be very happy. It's like taking Am Yisrael out of Mitzrayim. Taking a nation out of Mitzrayim, putting them, you were plucked and picked, the know of the Rebbe. Torah, what Rabbeinu said, what happens is the more people that come, the more your neshama is connected to somebody else. So by you getting chizuk to the tzaddik, you're connecting souls that are shaykh to your soul that you don't know about. We're all connected, but I'm at a farther connection to one person. So each person is like a light that's illuminating the people around them, even though they're dark. So I got lit up, so I light you up. Well, he lights up, he lights him up. So by the more people coming, eventually that's what's going to happen. People are keeping coming close. People are just coming, continue to come to the tzaddik. It's getting more people and more people and more people. And then Am Yisrael will be connected to the tzaddik. We're going to forget about all the shtiyot, all the averot. What did we say at the beginning of the Torah? That these surin that we have, these attacks and all these things, not from anything except our averot. The pity that we have is to get people out of averot. Because the real pity is the avera which causes these things. So if we continue to learn like this, continue to spread, continue to build, that's why it's so hard to build over here. You know why it's so hard? Because it makes such a big difference. I want to tell you, this room that we're learning in here, we had to struggle to get shirim before. There was not too many. The fact that there's another room, we can have more shirim. Just to get another room over here is a big attack at this Yetzer Hara. That's why he doesn't want to let us. To get this room, it took us 20 years to get a room over here. Because he knows what he has to lose, so he's not going to let us go. Another place, you can build a building overnight. It's without a joke. It's not a joke. Here we need a lot of tzionot kisufim and schuyot and shamayim, and we need to tip the scales with a lot of tefillot to be able to get more. And that's our job, to continue to mitkarev. We have to come close to the tzaddik. When you come close, you automatically bring other people close. When other people come close, there's less averot. Am Yisrael will stop having averot, and we're going to have all the good things that Hashem wants to give to us. Nishmat, Ezra ben Shlomo.